Hey guys, I'm Rhinne. I'm the highest rated solo only Pokemon Unite player, and I'm here today to teach you guys how to play Blissey. Let's start with their items. The first item you're going to be taking is Buddy Barrier. Buddy Barrier gives 40% HP to yourself and an ally when you ult. This has great synergy with her ult, which is mainly meant for protecting your allies. The second item you're going to be taking is Focus Band. Focus Band helps you survive early lane, and it gives you great sustain in later game teamfights when you start to have high base max HP. The third item you're going to be taking is a toss-up between Wise Glasses and Score Shield. Personally, I've been running Wise Glasses because I found myself not scoring very often. Wise Glasses gives about 12% additional healing to Blissey, and for a character that heals 100k a game easily, this is quite a bit. Keep in mind the special attack increases your heals, so Wise Glasses is taken to increase your heals. Score Shield still has merit, and it is very good at clutching late game wins, but I don't find myself using it very often, so I opted to sub it out. You guys can try both and see which you prefer. Let's move on to our skills, starting with their auto attack. Blissey's boosted auto attack has a unique property. Instead of becoming boosted after 3 auto attacks like most auto attacks, it becomes boosted at 6-second intervals. You can abuse this by lining up 2 boosted auto attacks in a row for strong quick harass in lane. Pound is the first skill you will be leveling up. It is your bread and butter last hit move early game. Pound should mainly be used in lane to secure last hits, but it can also be used to harass the enemy, assuming there is no minion you will need to last hit before it comes off of cooldown. Heal Pulse is mainly used to keep you and an ally topped off during lane. If you're using Wise Glasses, it will heal you and an ally for 400 HP each during the duration of the move. You will be spamming this on cooldown if you are not max HP. Once you hit level 4, you will be opting for Soft Boiled. Soft Boiled heals both you and an ally. It can also store 3 charges, becoming 4 with the upgraded version. Because it heals both you and an ally, it effectively turns you into a heal tank. Soft Boiled heals over 3 ticks, the first being 60% and the last 2 being 20% each. If you use another Soft Boiled before the 3 ticks end, you will overwrite your previous one, meaning you will lose out on heals. If you're not in a situation where you need immediate heals, remember to wait for your Soft Boiled to fully tick before using another one to maximize healing. Once you hit level 6, you have the option of Helping Hand or Egg Bomb. If I have any auto attackers on my team, I will be running Helping Hand. Helping Hand gives your allies a move speed and attack speed buff. On top of this, Blissey's auto attacks all become boosted auto attacks for the duration, which equates to 3 to 4 autos depending on your level. This move gives Blissey a deceptive amount of damage. Her boosted auto attack will be hitting for 700 or so damage in the mid game, which means you can actually output a lot of damage that people won't be expecting. Helping Hand's move speed buff is pretty significant, so remember that it can also be used as an engage tool. It does not have to be saved only for damage. Egg Bomb knocks back characters from the center location of the egg's landing. It does a moderate amount of damage, about 800 or so, and it has a middling cooldown. This move is not bad, but I still prefer Helping Hand if anyone can use it, as the move speed buff is a very strong stat and the boosted auto attacks do a insane amount of damage in a real fight. Blissey's Unite move is Bliss Assistance. Blissey dashes to an ally, knocking up enemies along the path and dealing damage. Once you reach your ally, you knock up the enemies around said ally, you shield them, you increase their attack and special attack, and you take a portion of the damage that they take for a small amount of time. Blissey's ult has 4 uses. First one is peeling back for a carry being dove. And because of the shield and the damage reduction and the CC, it makes it very hard to kill anybody ulted by this. The second usage is diving with a character diving in. A good example of this is a Greninja. If a Greninja ults the enemy team, you can ult to follow up, knock up everybody along the path, and give your Greninja an attack buff so that way he can go absolutely crazy on their entire team. The third usage for Blissey's ult is giving stats to somebody doing a lot of damage. The best example of this would be a Cramorant ulting. If your Cramorant is ulting, you can ult the Cramorant to give him special attacks so his ults will do even more damage than it already does. The fourth usage of Blissey's ult is as an engage tool. You can flash behind an enemy, ult one of your allies, and then knock up the enemy along the path, giving your ally an attack buff in the process. Unfortunately, I don't have a clip of this interaction, but you guys can play around with that and see how you end up liking it. Now, let's talk about how to play Blissey. Your early game is rather mediocre until you get Soft Boiled. You can contest minions with the strong laner, but you can't 2v1 with the weak laner like a character like Jigglypuff can. Your goal is to look for last hits with Pound, so try to save Pound for when minions are getting low. If you are looking to harass, remember that you can utilize your double boosted auto attack in order to poke out the enemy for surprising amounts of damage. Once you get soft-boiled, you and your ally can play extremely aggressively, as you will have a giant health advantage over the enemy. In the mid game, you can start to look to play aggressively. Once you get soft-boiled going, you can start taking disadvantageous trades, knowing that you will be able to restore your HP over time. Helping Hand also starts to do a lot of damage here. Your auto attacks will start hitting for about 700 or so damage, so enemies will be very surprised by how much damage you can output in a short amount of time. How you use your ults will depend on your team comp, so decide before a fight starts whether or not you will use it to dive with your friends, or if you will use it to peel back the enemy. In the late game, your heals start to shine massively. A single soft boiled will heal 30% or so if it carries max HP, and on top of this you get 5 in a team fight. Unfortunately, Blissey is a reactive character, so you'll have to wait until your ally or an enemy ends up making a move for you to be able to respond to them. Remember that you can take a surprising amount of damage with your soft boileds, so you can play extremely aggressively in the enemy's face and bait them into fighting. On top of this, you can look for engages with your ult if the opportunity arises, so be looking out for those as well. That's it for this guide. I hope it was helpful for you guys. I'll be linking my stream in the description below. You guys can check out VODs there to see more Blissey gameplay that wasn't shown in the video today. If you guys have questions, you can ask in the comments below. And if you guys have suggestions for content I should do in the future, you can ask there as well.